So again, this is called Move That Water. Often the image most people have when it comes to fly fishing is someone standing in a river, stagnant, casting line out over and over. I think this image has been really harmful for beginning and even experienced anglers. There are a lot of things we cannot control on the water that might influence whether or not a fish will eat our fly. Water temperature, angling pressure, barometric pressure, weather conditions, and time of day can all have a pretty big impact on the fish we seek. And every region, stream, and species is going to react very differently to all these situations. With this uncontrollable nature of this sport, it can sometimes be hard to accept our situation, and we can waste a lot of time casting and waiting. However, I think that if our pursuit is to get out on the water regardless of conditions and catch fish, we have to focus on what we can control and maximize our time as much as possible. That being said, there are a lot of other choices we can make on the water that can also influence if a fish will take. We can make decisions on what fly we use, how we approach the water, what direction we fish, and of course, where we cast. If there's a plethora of things outside of our control, there is at least a cache of things within our control. With this overwhelming amount of choice, it can be hard to make decisions that lead to consistent numbers in the net. I often see anglers wasting precious minutes tying knots over and over, trying a fly for a new cast, then deciding they must not be biting, and so they're on to the next, feet firmly planted in the same spot. This, of course, used to be my approach as well. Starting out, I was taught all about the different kinds of flies I could use. So I made it my mission to always have the perfect fly for any situation. I would try a fly, and if in a few casts I didn't get any hits, I would change it. Often, I still wouldn't get a hit, and many days I went home never seeing a trout. Days like this were disappointing, and I knew I was missing something. To change this, I made it my mission to learn what water fish would eat in. I simplified the situation. I found in fishing and in life that often, if you can limit the amount of choices and focus on just a couple of things, you can have a much larger impact on your outcomes. It became my goal to cover as much water as possible and fish everything I could, and I learned a lot. Of course, I discovered water types trout would eat in, and I found places where trout could strike, but fishing would